Hello, Twin Minds here. Welcome back to Autonauts. I have some catching up to do. After I finished all of the research, I upgraded my research tables here to see what the next damage is, and that next damage is significant. Each research requires a lot. Anywhere from 100k to 600k for the next tier of research of everything. So to do that, I think I just simply need to catch up. And that means no more colonist work for the short term here. I might keep these guys fed just to have a little trickle going in, but I've only got 3,000 in there. It's going to take me hours to get 100,000. So it's just not going to happen. But that means I need to do stuff to catch up. And that means a lot of infrastructure work. So I've been doing some of that. As you can see here, I'm building up some fences for some plans. And I need to increase my production of wood, because I keep losing all of my planks and poles here as I'm building all this other stuff. So I need to expand my wood production. And that's where these lovely little mechanical frame saws will come in. This is my new tentative plan for increasing my wood production, and it basically just removes some of that bottleneck. It's going to start with some logs here. 3 different stations are going to process those logs into planks. One of them go into storage. The next 2 will move on to poles, 1 for storage, and the next tier will go into pegs to go into storage. So that I will always have all of these full, whereas these mostly just get emptied every time. So this is going to go right where these guys are, and I think I only need to move these guys down 1 spot, so it should be fine. It's going to take me a little bit of effort to do that, because I also need to train up another half a dozen more bots to get this whole thing moving. But that's my plan. I'm not going to do it on camera here, because it's just going to take a lot of time, and not really too interesting work, because it's just going to be train bot to move planks, train bot to move planks, train bot to move planks, etc. You get the idea. It's not going to be pretty. So I'll just do that on my own time. But another thing I've done on my own time is I have built up all of my bot automation again. So now I have these little blue and white guys being automatically produced with an easy side tap of doing the big guys if I really want them. All I gotta do is switch these out to the other type and then manually assemble them. Not a big deal, but that just means I have some automation in bots if I need to get some produced pretty quickly. So that was one little bit that I did, as well as expanding my workshop. As you can see, there's quite a bit of extra workshop here, including the bot workshop. I haven't decided where everything's going to go just yet, but there will be, all of these tools will most likely move down into here. I also have these additional ones that I haven't built up yet that are also going to be added to the pile, just various tools that need to be built for future purposes. So I'd like to have them available just like I did with these guys. I also doubled my log storage transport, so now I have 2 wheelbarrows going, and they are both being fed over here with a little bit of overflow here to stop more future bottlenecks, hopefully. If it doesn't pan out, I'll keep tweaking it. Who knows? Meanwhile, I have these guys building up more rocks, or more walls for future purposes as well, and these guys are pretty much constantly working on building up more roads, and I will definitely need more of them. So, on to what I actually wanted to do. That was just covering what I've done in the off time. What I actually wanted to cover, animals and assorted critters. Because that is some of the infrastructure I will need coming up for the next tier of colonists. So, we have the hen house, we have the barn, and we have the animal breeding station. Plus, this little section down here that I might start first is the beehives. The skeps are actually a man-made beehive made out of straw. Kind of an old technology, but it'll do nicely for my purposes, and I just need to get some straw in there, so let me get those built up. Skep number 1 is complete. Now the part I'm not sure on is exactly how to fill them. It does say empty of bees, at least I'm assuming that's what that icon means. I'm also assuming that the bee nest goes in there, but I'm not positive. Yes, bees go in there. Good. Now that brings up an interesting problem. According to my lovely beekeeping thing here, I need to build 5 skeps, which is great. I can build 5 skeps, but I can only fill 4 of them, as I only have 4 beehives here. And the problem with that is I've only found 5 on the entire map, and one of them had to go into researching to be able to do the beekeeping in the first place. So I'm down to 4. Not sure if there's a solution to that. So for right now I'll have to build the 5 to fulfill the goal here, but I will only be able to fill 4 of those 5. Well, maybe we'll figure something out. Maybe I'll have to do a little bit of research. That is one thing I'm finding with this game, is that there is very little information in-game. And there is even a link to the wiki on their escape menu. So they definitely intend for you to look things up and learn through other methods, which is fine. It's just not something I'm used to in some games. Normally I'm used to more thorough tutorials. And just like that, all the skeps are done, and we just need to fill them up here. Bees. So you'll notice the flowery icon there. That obviously indicates that bees need flour to make honey, so go figure. What I'm actually going to do, for now at least, is I'm going to move this entire mess over here, where I have planted some flowers. I went around the map and collected one of each type just for fun, and these bees will go do their thing, and over time we'll get honey. And then I will automate some form of simple collection method for the moment to store that honey until I need it. I think it'll be fairly soon. I think it's coming up in some of the food recipes pretty shortly here. But yeah, that'll just come in time. I just wanted to get this one started so we can have those bees working their busy little bee butts off. And then we'll figure out what to do with that stuff later. So part 1's done. Bees. Bees. Part 2 requires me clearing out some of this mess. So, one moment. And there we are, the mess is cleared. So you'll notice a little bit of extra piling here. This is because these take forever to make, and I need a lot of them. So, step 2 is my barn and my hen house. Those need to be produced, as well as the crude animal breeding station, although I'm not positive I'll need that. Let's start with the barn. Can I even fit you in here? Oh, just barely. That'll do just nicely. Put you over there. Put you there. And you can come over here. Now, I'm going to have to help with this because they require some stuff that I don't have bots for. So let's get started with some of that. That wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Now let's see what these things do. First off, we can breed up Highland cows and alpacas. Wonderful. I will most likely do both of those, just for a nice little change of pace from the usual cow and sheep. Although, in all honesty, I'm going to do all of them. We know this. It's just a matter of time. But I need bulrush, cloth, and wool blankets to be able to do that, as well as hay bales, so we'll get those guys done in time. I gotta get my regular stock of animals up first. So in here, we have the choice of making it a barn for cows and a barn for sheep. Okay. Good to know. And chooks. I need 10 cereal seed and 2 chooks. Alright. I don't know why I need 2 of each of those, but we'll figure it out. Let's put you guys over here for now. I'm assuming that these are going to need to be penned in, but I could be wrong. So, cow, chicken, cow and chicken. I need to go find some cows and chickens. I know I have 1 cow down here. Cow, get in the hole. Second cow, where are you hiding? Right, second cow, being tended by the poopsmith. Cow, in the hole with you. Alright, same for the chickens. Chicken number 1 acquired. Into the box with you, squawking the whole way. And chicken number 2 down here. I love it. Alright, and then I also need hay bales. Now hay bales are a thing I haven't had to deal with yet, but I do believe they are done through the pitchfork here. So let's just go ahead and teach someone to make those. Record. Grab a pole. And this is a mention from Blade, where I do not need to have the move option in the repeat command. So we'll do that, repeat 4 times to pick up 4 poles. To come down here, repeat that 4 times, do all of that. If the thing is empty, do that forever, and go. If I pick up that pitchfork, he should be on his merry way. Great. I have been giving them very uncreative names for now, so I can figure out what they're supposed to be doing with their lives. And just because I'm here, this is my normal method for sorting. 2 new guys that I haven't dealt with yet. These are both going to Tool Team Alpha. And the only ones left in here are the new bots that haven't had a use yet, and the Poopsmith who stands alone. Look at this. Look at this amount of sorting. This is nuts. I have 155 bots. And I saw mention of other people dealing with 1,500 bots, so I have a long way to go. Oh, I forgot one critical part in you. Another repeat command. So what I've been doing with all of these is setting them up to make multiple tools in one run as soon as they use the last tool. So that bots aren't sitting around waiting for another tool to be crafted as often as possible. Now another thing I want to do, since I mentioned this chisel guy here, well, this is going to be a side project that I'll probably do on my off time. These chisels are used to remove these big hard rock masses, as I've shown before. I'm going to use some bots to automatically remove all of these, and probably all of these, to open up some building territory for me. Maybe even this pile here. So you might notice that these rocks are slowly going to start to vanish over time, and piled up into neat little piles of rocks and stuff. I'll need those later, I am sure, and I might as well get some more building territory out of the deal in the process. It's just going to take a long time, and I got to train a bot to do it. So, just thought I'd mention that. Now, on to pitchforking. The pitchfork description says, stab enough cut grass to convert it into a hay bale. Stab. How do I stab you? Ah, stab cut grass. Okay, so that means that I need a scythe here. It says enough, but it doesn't say how much enough is, so I did some. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the answer to that question. Okay, that leaves me with 3 hay bales, which is all I needed for the moment. Cow. Aha! I see. That is how you breed the cows. Yeah, you guys get to work. I'll get back to you in a minute. So that means that these are purely for breeding purposes. Got it. So then what do I do here? I need to pen and milk and shear. Pen is the answer to this question. Got it. Okay. And this is more of a test run than anything, because I don't have any specific plans yet. Pen the cow? Does that count? It does not count. Pen the cow. Does not count. Curious. Hey cows, come here. Hey, cows, come here. Cow. So what counts as penning the cows if this does not count? Because they are absolutely penned right now. Also, I need to milk them. Is it just a regular old bucket? Is that how this works? Regular old bucket. Got it. Milked. 1 out of 50 complete. Great. So, how do I pen the cows? The penning question is not terribly obvious, and I don't think I've found a solid answer yet, so I'm going to do a little bit of experimenting here. So if I do some grass in the pen, that is not counted for anything. Okay. What about some bales in the pen? Does that count for a thing? They're eating. It works. Part consumed hay bale is a thing, apparently. They're being fed, which is wonderful. And I can milk them, which is also wonderful. But they're still not penned. Curious. Ah, I think I know the failing point here. Let me do this as quickly as I can, because the animals are going... Never mind, they're already escaping. Okay. So I do believe that the penning situation is because it wasn't completely enclosed. Yes. They are technically penned now. Got it. Wonderful. Okay. So they are now counted as penned. It was not counting as enclosed because I was using the barn as part of the wall. I'm trying to make it look somewhat pretty and being able to breed the cows in directly into the pen, but that apparently doesn't count. So I'll probably need to do a two-part solution with like a gate and then bringing them back and forth into the pen or whatever. So this is the general concept. I also added my farming livestock here for the poultry because I need to pen the chooks as well. So I need to make a farm. I need to make a significant farm, actually. So how about for right now, this little area right here should count. Let's get it just a little bit cleaned up here. I'm going to need a lot more fence, aren't I? Alright, temporary little makeshift farm over here. Definitely gonna have to work on that. I want all of this to be pretty. It's just, pretty takes time and effort. And I don't have the planning capabilities right now. So right now I just want to get it working. So these guys all have to get over into that pen. So let me move them. I'm also gonna grab the sheep over here, because I need them as well for my collection. And if I were smart, I would attempt to include this grass into the enclosure. So I will do exactly that as soon as I get enough fencing. So let's get started on some fencing. Fencing. I'm just going to go around the barriers for now. I'm out of fencing. Great. Let's get some built. There we go. Janky Farm in place. And it could not get any more janky. Good, because I don't have that one completed. Let's fix that. There. Now Janky Farm is complete. That means that all these animals should be... you know what? It might be easier if I just, delete that. There. They are all going to go to town, eating all of that, and it's going to take some time. Because I need to set up some more automation to shear them, to milk them, and to collect the eggs, etc. Speaking of eggs, where'd my chickens go? I think my chickens all vanished. Or ran away, or whatever chickens do. Let me go grab some more chickens. Oh, that's right. My chickens were still in the hen house because I didn't feed them. I see. Okay, well that's fine. That's fine. So the chickens need bare soil to do their feeding. I see. They have some over here though, so hopefully they'll come over here and that'll be fine. So let's get that other chicken bred up with a cereal seed. Fresh chickens. Ah, and they jump in and dump out eggs. Wonderful. Okay. So let's deal with some of this stuff that I keep saying I'll do eventually. Let's grab a bot. Oh, sure. Big man over here is going to be very gentle with the eggs, I promise. You, sir, pick up eggs. and drop off eggs. Now, I believe since there is a hen house here, they are not going to pick up, or they're not going to drop eggs elsewhere like they've been doing in the wild, so I don't think I have to worry about that. So let's do you and you. That, unfortunately, the find and the move do need to be in the repeat. I've tested without it, and it does not work very well. That should be fine to repeat forever. Yes, be gentle with those eggs. Now I need to... I need to automate shearing and milking. Let's do that. I need more boxes. Alright, for shearing, I need to teach a bot to make shears. Alright, if the workbench is empty, 4 times make the shears. Go to the poles, pick a couple poles up, stow them. Go to the blades, pick a couple blades up. Dump those blades in, retrieve your poles. Everything should be good. Ah. Totally forgot the repeat forever clause. That's really important. Okay, he's gonna go off and do things. Alright, now I need a new bot really quickly here. Alright, that bot is now taught to shear the sheep whenever they're ready. And hopefully he can get to them fast enough. I know the sheep don't wait around very long to be shorn. And then we need a milker bot. And on top of the milking, I need barrels to put it all. Okay, new bot time. You need to grab a bucket. Alright, and then find a cow to milk. And then that specifically needs to happen until your held object is full, and then we need to dump it in here until your held object is empty, and do all that forever, I believe. Let's try it out. Alright, the cows are getting milked. I know that bucket can hold 3 milks worth, so it's now just waiting around for another cow to get milked, which is right there. And then it's going to go dump off that milk into the storage. Great. The only thing I don't have is someone picking up the fleece. I debated on having the shear guy do that in his downtime, but I couldn't think of a way to get it so that he would put away his shears, pick up the fleece, store the fleece, and then have his shears ready for the next shearing. I didn't want to mess with that process, so I'm gonna have a separate bot doing that. That should be a simple one. It's just a normal pickup job. He's gonna go grab all of the fleece until his hands are full, and then he's gonna dump it in the box. Perfect. Now I have fleece stored. So I'm making progress towards this. It's gonna take a little bit more time because I have to get more cows and more sheep and more chickens. And then the 50 shear, the 50 milking, all that's going to happen just naturally over time. The only thing I don't have here is chook-fed cereal seed. That's something I don't have going currently. I think if I just put it down, it should work, because I know that's how the cows worked with the grass, so let's try it out. They seem to love it. Great. So I will just need to have a bot come and drop off cereal seed occasionally. I don't know how I want to automate that yet, but clearly that's something that needs to be done in the general vicinity here. But for right now, I have my little farm set up. Bunch of happy animals. This is obviously not nearly enough grass for these guys, or it's just barely enough grass for these 5, and it's not going to be nearly enough for the 10 of each that I'm supposed to have. So I'll have to figure out that solution later. This farm is obviously very temporary. So don't be surprised if this disappears one day as I figure out a better plan. But I'm sure I'll mention it, probably. If I remember, maybe. Alright, just revisiting the bees quickly here. It does look like they are full. So I'm assuming that means then that I need to store it. I'm going to guess that it's a barrel is needed for that. So let's put a barrel here. And let's quickly teach a bot to do that. Come get yourself a bucket, and then come all the way over here and use that bucket. And yes, that is fine. Okay, so let's logic this then. If your hands are empty, go get yourself a bucket. Otherwise, come in here and do that until your held object is full. And I think I don't even need this until held object is empty clause, because it emptied all in one shot. So I think I can do this, which means I can do the same thing for the milk. That's fine. That should be good. He's going to go get a bucket. Meanwhile, the bees are still working, so it's going to take some time. And that is automating honey storage. That is clearly going to take a long time. I believe I need to increase the number of flowers for all this to work properly. So I'm going to end up with a better enclosure for the bees at some point, as soon as I figure out where I want them. I just wanted a temporary spot for them, just like the animals. A lot of this ends up being temporary until I can figure out a better option. I foresee the crops coming soon, although I think the trees are going to be sooner than that, because the next phase is going to be using the seedling tray to speed up my wood production. I have to figure out how that works first, so I'm not going to do that right now. I think that will actually be it for right now. There's still plenty more to do, but for right now I've got my animals. I'm probably going to end up breeding them up to get the 10 that I need for each, and maybe drop off some seed for the chickens. I might also, if I can figure out how to transplant the grass, which I don't know how yet, I might set up a hay bale automation setup somewhere, using the same scythe and pitchfork method that we used earlier to make the hay bales, as soon as I can figure out how to transplant that grass. So that'll probably just magically appear next time. That'll be it for now. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.